All right, so many of us have a bucket list, all those things you want to do before you kick the bucket, right? But a local animal sanctuary is asking the community to help with their bucket list challenge. So I'm going to have her slide on in. I love that we have all of the buckets here. And this is our friends with EMAS. Emma's
Emma and Mal's Animal Sanctuary.
I just love it so much. Tell us about your sanctuary.
Sure. So I had two rescues from Kern County. Rescued is my favorite breed, Emma and Malcolm, and those two were the love of my lives. They changed my life. I get emotional, and so they passed, and so my legacy is to carry on and save as many dogs as I can, rescue dogs in particular. So that's what we're doing with our bucket challenge.
Oh, you're making me think about my Emmy girl. She saved my life as much as I saved hers. So for people who haven't rescued an animal, or they just think like, I don't have the time to bring one into my home, there's so much more you can be doing. Tell us about the buckets.
Sure. Well, first I have a little stat for you. Do you have any idea, if you can imagine, how many animals the county shelter can house? What number would you think?
Oh, I know that we're overcrowded, so...
It's 200.
I was going to say...
And how many do you think we have there?
400?
491.
Do we? Wow.
We do. City, 175 is their capacity, and they're at 251. So we're at a point that we need our community to be involved. Our rescues and our shelter workers are just... they're at their limit. So what I'm trying to create is an opportunity for families to come together and the community to come together. You could do this challenge from a big bucket, which is you can fill this bucket up with donated items to drop it off to the shelter.
Okay.
We have our small little bucket that we have. My little 3-year-old great niece did a lemonade stand and raised $22, and she took that down to the shelter. From 3 to 73, my mother is 73 years old, and she had a garage sale, and the money that she earned, she donated to the shelter. So there's 3 different buckets on how they want to participate. If they want to just grab a bucket, fill it up, and donate it, perfect. If they want to take the bucket with their children, and it's a family challenge, they can take the bucket list and determine what works best for them. And then we have our regular size bucket. It's really just a prop to remind people that you're doing your part, because a couple buckets, you know the saying, a couple buckets out of the ocean, not a whole lot.
But every little bit does help.
If everyone would grab a bucket, perhaps we can change the way our streets and our shelters look.
Absolutely, and saving those lives one at a time. So we have your list here. You can choose one of these, you can choose multiples of these, and there are some incentives.
There are some incentives we'd like to incentivize, but the real winners are our homeless pets, because our homeless pets, they're your pets, they're my pets. They're your pets. They're everyone's pets. They're Kern County's pets. We have an obligation to take care of those animals. The shelter workers are overrun with work, so the community can come together. There's everything from stopping by the shelter, dropping off donuts to the shelter workers and saying, thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. That's on your bucket list. They can adopt, of course. They can transport. We need transport, but people think they have to adopt or foster. They don't. We have all kinds of ideas and suggestions on how they can help. But once they've completed their list and they drop it off at the shelter, the city or the county, they get their picture. They're up on the Animal Welfare Championship wall. And then we're doing a drawing in December, which we'll be announcing here on KGET, for a $250 Amazon gift card, and that is for both the city and the county, so we'll have 2 winners. So, but again, the real winners are going to be our homeless pets, because we're all responsible. So let's pull together as a community and let's take care of our homeless dogs, because they're ours. Not just the shelters.
Absolutely. I love this idea. I love that you've given us something quantifiable to start with, and that we can get our kids involved too and teach them that empathy and that love. We appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, how do they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me on my Facebook or my Instagram. So Emma's Estimated 2020, that's my Instagram name. And then on Facebook, it's just Emma's on my Facebook. They can call me. My number is 661-331-9000. It's a pretty easy number, but that is my contact for my rescue. We will take any kind of donation and any kind of support. We've started it in September. It runs through the end of November, and we'll be drawing in December. But this is going to be an ongoing challenge. Again, you can do it like you said. Teach your children from a very young age how important it is to volunteer, to give back, and to help those shelter animals, and how important it is to adopt and not shop.
Exactly. Thank you so much. We are honored to be a part of this, and we are thankful for everybody who's taking part as well.
Absolutely.